onboard action from summer cyclocross at Newbury, and your boy gets an absolute flyer, gets clipped in, absolutely pulls the pin, and he's going so fast, he's always gone through the tape the other side of the course. But the whole shot king is back, and I've got the lead of the race, and this is the first time in this summer cyclocross race series that I've actually got the lead of the race. And I was going into these corners so fast that I was almost going through the tape every corner because your boy was pumped that he was at the front of the race. But fear not, ladies and gentlemen, you know this isn't going to last long, because right now I have Mr. Paul Lloyd on my wheel, and I am giving it the beans to try and stay at the front. I was absolutely on the limit, full gas on this first lap, and I was just thinking, let's just see what we've got. We're on the new Giant TCX, first race on it, and I was just pulling the pin up here. Look, you can see out the saddle, bish bash bosh, giving it beans. Now, you are going to get to see a cyclocross masterclass in a minute. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it is definitely not from me. It is from Paul Lloyd, because unfortunately, in about 20 seconds, your boy loses the lead of the race. But I do jump on his wheel, and I want you to see just how good and powerful he is at cyclocross. And it is just here where I ran a little bit wide on that corner. He punches out, sprints, takes the lead, and I just jump on his wheel, and even on his wheel he's doing like 400 watts. It is mind-blowing. But what I want you to watch is every opportunity that he gets to get out the saddle, put the power down, he does. So watch, as soon as we come out of this next corner here, he gets out the saddle, absolutely rips it, and it destroys your legs. Look, 800 watts. These surges are so powerful, and it's every corner. His repeatability and his power out of the corners is amazing. He gets out the saddle, absolutely whacks it, gets up to speed, and he can just repeat that for the full race. It is so impressive. So you're coming down here, you're like on his wheel, and you're like, I could really do with a bit of recovery. But you know, as soon as he comes out of this corner here, he's going to get out the saddle, absolutely mash the pedals, get up to speed as fast as he can. Look, bang, 800 watts. And I was actually comparing our power after the race, and you'd be surprised to know our average powers during this race were really similar, and he beat me by 50 seconds. The difference was his normalised power was way higher than mine, like 20 watts higher, which is the difference. As soon as he gets out of the corner, he gets on the power, gets out the saddle, sprints, and it is something that I'm working on, because I really struggle with these repeated efforts every time he gets out the saddle. And I was saying that to him after, and he was like, it's all in your head, it's in your head. Look, bang, 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 he's on it again. And it just rips your legs apart. And I think I do actually hit his rear mech just here, coming up the inside. I'm too fast over the logs, Lloydie boy, you need to watch out. But it is honestly a masterclass, and it's really impressive the way he just, every time, whacks it, and you can't recover from it. So one thing I've been working on massively with my coach recently, those high intensity efforts, repeats, because that's where I'm lacking. I'm good when I can settle into like my own pace, own rhythm, but that's not good enough in cross. You've got to be really good at those high spikes out of the corners, getting up to speed and being able to hit those spikes over and over. Look, you'll see here, out the saddle again, bang, 700 watts. And those efforts are what absolutely destroys me. I would much rather try and go round, keep the pace really smooth, but that is not what these fast, strong riders do in cross. And right now, your boy's lasted a lap at the front of the race with Paul. Look, and again, as soon as he gets on the straight, 600 watts in his wheel. It is a masterclass. I'll take my hat off to him. The power he has got is ridiculous. If you could just give me a little bit of this repeatability, Paul, I'll be up there and I'll be flying. But we're working on it, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying, a full lap and a half, and to be honest, I could feel the elastic stretching now, and I could feel like my heart rate wasn't overly high, but it was just like the burn in my legs from all these repeated efforts that were just killing me. And I knew at some point I was just going to have to rein it in, or your boy was going to absolutely implode. It was these little drags here at 500 watts just to hold the wheel. And then you know, as soon as he gets to the next section, he goes again. Look, comes out of this corner, bang, he goes again. He'll come out of this next corner, and he goes again out the saddle, and this right here was the one that absolutely wrecked me. He comes out of here, yet again he's accelerated up to 600 watts, and this was the one that cracked me. I was like, I cannot go with it. I just had to ease off the gas a little bit. My legs were screaming at me, and I know he's going to say it's all in your head, and it is a little bit, but at the time it is just so painful trying to go with those surges. But honestly, that is my best result so far. 5.5 minutes at the front of the race with Mr. Paul Lloyd. I am coming for you, Paul. And then the rest of the race, it was a case of settling into a good pace and a good rhythm, because I had the boys behind me hunting me down. You can see the gap to Paul on the right. It wasn't huge after like coming into the end of the second lap. It was just through this spiral section. And he was looking over to me and he was saying, "Come on, George, don't let an old man beat you." And I was like, I've got to let this old man beat me. He's too fast. But on the right there, you could see the two riders that were hunting me down. And it was just a case of absolutely clinging on. I spent like the next 10 minutes trying to recover from that start. And as we go round, if you look to the left, there's the two riders. They were on the hunt. And I honestly thought they were going to close the gap. But I managed to pull my socks up, I don't know how, and get shifting. You'll see here again, they were literally on me. It was like a 5-6 second gap that I had to hold off third and fourth place, and I was like in the hurt locker a bit now from that aggressive start. You can see them there, but I managed to pull myself together once I'd recovered and settled into a good rhythm. And it was just a case of, I knew when I got to this climb I had to just whack it the next lap to try and get myself a little bit of breathing room again. So I remember getting to it and just thinking, hit it hard now with everything you've got, like 350, 400 watts, and then when you get to this steep bit, spike again and stay on the gas over the top. And that was what I did do, and I think it was this lap here that managed to get me the gap again on the boys behind. So as we go around this corner, you'll see the gaps only opened up. It was only like a couple of seconds it opened up, but it gave me that little bit of like respite that I knew I could do it. So same again, I knew this climb was where it is make or break. Absolutely whack it again. 400, 500 watts. Selling myself, knowing that I still had like 4 laps to go just to try and hold those boys off. And you'll see here, you didn't see them that time. The gap had opened back up. Your boy had survived it. And then it was a case of just getting to the finish line in one piece, which I did manage to do. I mean, I was pressing on with everything I had. But what a race. I mean, 5.5 minutes at the front, it's progress. I managed to cling on to second place. Absolutely wicked race. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.